My 18-year-old sister has married a 27-year-old man. I'm livid. I'm her 26-year-old oldest brother, and apparently the only one who has an issue with this. I've also seen this coming for years, and need to just let this out since I feel so alone in my anger when it comes to the rest of my family. This guy has always been a hard one for me to fully read. He's fairly average looking, by no means ugly. He's tall, fit enough, but definitely a bit quirky, although not in a way that's glaringly obvious. I wouldn't even say he's on the spectrum, coming from someone who is on it myself, just a bit nerdy, and likely had some social awkwardness with girls his own age. He is the oldest son of one of my mom's best friends. I never have been close with him. When I was like 6, I tried bonding with him and another kid whose mom was friends with mine. They treated me like I was a baby. I'm a year younger and a grade beneath both. Ever since then, I've honestly held a bit of a grudge. He also never made any attempt to befriend me, despite our parents always being close and seeing each other at functions very often. It was always awkward. I don't think he's ever liked me. He graduated at the top of his private academy class and made a ton of money in his freshman year of college from selling a small tech startup he started. Despite that, he finished out the rest of college, and it was during that time our family's longtime elderly tutor had to retire due to some health issues. Despite all their kids succeeding academically, my parents were always competitive with others and hell-bent on ensuring we were at the top of our game and near the top of the class. Knowing what a genius this guy was, my mother asked him if he'd be interested in filling in as a tutor for my sister and younger brother until she could hire someone permanently. He ended up being the permanent tutor and never charged her, initially saying he could use it for college credits and later saying it was his good deed to the world helping out. To clarify, our mother was always home either cooking, cleaning the house, or something else. I don't believe he ever abused her, as it simply wouldn't have been possible without anyone seeing. It's a very strong allegation, and as much as I despise this person, I'm not going to baselessly accuse him of anything of that nature.
My sister grew close with him. She visibly looked forward to his arrival each day, and I would often overhear her talking about him to either our mum or siblings. She thought very highly of him and saw him as her hero in terms of academics. Both she and my younger brother loved his humor. He personified perfection to them as an authoritative figure. I suppose that's how grooming works.
I have asked my brother who tutored with them, he's 16 now, about how things came to be, and he said our sister developed a crush on him and she wasn't shy about it, outright telling him while he would work with them. Shortly after my sister turned 16, they began dating despite her being 2 years away from graduating high school. Things remained mostly the same. He'd only see her during the tutoring, but she was constantly texting him while giggling or on the phone with him for extended periods of time.
I finally confronted both my parents and asked how they could ever allow a grown man to date their high school daughter.
Nothing serious was coming until after she turned 18. It was technically legal, and I fully trusted this man. It was innocent young love.
I felt more listened to when I told my dad, but even he was hesitant to interfere.
I was working graveyard shifts at the time and just seemed more exhausted with life than anything.
I prayed and hoped he would do something, but it never happened. She turned 18 in May and graduated a month later. A few days after that, he proposed. They married just a few weeks later in mid-July. Everything was rushed. I tried everything to get out of attending. Started a massive fight between my parents and me.
Please, I need you there. It would mean everything to me.
My sister begged me to attend, and I reluctantly did, putting on a fake smile for her. But I'm so disheartened by her situation. She presents herself as extremely happy, but I'm just not able to buy it. I feel like this should be illegal and can't believe everyone else in my life continues to play along with this as if it's completely a normal situation. My sister and her husband want all of us, my parents, myself, and my other 4 younger siblings, to come over to their place next weekend. I really am done pretending I support any of this. I certainly don't feel like visiting my sister with a group of people, specifically my parents, who genuinely do or have supported everything that's led to this. My boyfriend did not give me the first slice of cake. Positive. I, a 20-year-old female from Brazil, know that here it is tradition that in a birthday party, the person whose birthday is being celebrated gives the first slice of cake to their favorite person after everyone sings the birthday song. This week was my boyfriend's, a 24-year-old male, birthday, and he had 3 celebrations. One with his birth family, one with his adoptive family, and one with friends, which was a surprise picnic that I planned and organized. He has had a very difficult life, and his moms are really important to him, as the adoptive mom saved him from starving as a kid and raised him, giving him a chance at life. And his birth mom battled very hard against poverty all her life, struggling and fighting to keep her kids alive and well. So, of course, I never expect him to give me the first slice of cake at the family celebrations. But then, there was the picnic. I spent weeks planning and reaching out to all his childhood friends, making sure they would come. I went to bed at 2 a.m. the night before making him his favorite cake. I spent a lot of money on food, drinks, and gifts. I did not do it because of the first slice, of course, but at all times I couldn't help but think, now is my turn. Turns out, it was not. He has a best friend of many years. She and him are like brother and sister. They went through a lot together, like her losing her mom and him not having food to eat at home as a teen. And even though they are so close, they don't get the chance to see each other very often now, as they both are very busy with life and all its challenges. So of course, he took the chance to show her some appreciation. She was so happy, and of course, I understood the situation. He sees me every day and has the chance to honor me almost daily. He always makes me feel really loved and all, and he can't do that with her. Also, I understand he wanted to show her that him having a relationship does not mean she is not his sister anymore. A priority in that sense. I am not jealous because I know there is nothing romantic between them. She is pretty gay and polygamous. He is the most monogamous guy in the world and he worships me. But I couldn't help but at least feel a bit, I don't know. Do I need to explain? Maybe disappointed, maybe unappreciated. I feel like I can never be the most important person in the room. We always talk about getting married, we are each other's life. And still, get me? And also, he did this in front of everyone, in front of all our mutual friends who don't really know her and all she means to him, so I also felt kind of embarrassed. I am just venting. I want to go home and cry a bit. I know I am being childish, but I guess I will keep it that way for now. I am upset my girlfriend won't give me $5,000. I, a 24-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 32, have been together for 5 years. We met at work back in 2019 when I was 18, and she was 27. In 2020, I transferred away to a new location to become a manager, and she ended up injuring her back by lifting something wrong. After a couple of weeks of reduced work, she was let go. She immediately sued the company and obtained a settlement of $8,000, which she used to put a down payment on her dream car. That dream car ended up being a nightmare as it continuously had issues, and we were consistently spending anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 every 2 to 3 months because it would break down. Eventually, we had to trade in that car for a different car that hasn't given us issues, but it was hell having that car for over a year. She was out of work for 8 months before she landed a new job. This new job has her working 32 to 36 hours a week. She pays $600 in car payment and insurance for this new car, and I cover half of that, so she only pays $300. I am not on the title or loan, it's her car. She pays $600 a month in rent. I've been paying $700 to $800 in rent a month, plus all the utilities, which total out to about $700 a month extra, as well as the $300 for her car. I currently work 2 full-time jobs because my single full-time job was not paying the bills, and we were falling behind a lot. We share a home with my mother and her boyfriend, who pay $800 combined, now covering water and trash bills. Now, working 76 to 80 hours a week, I'm nearly done paying off the remaining debt I've accrued from 2020 until now. Just have about $5,000 left. Recently, my girlfriend was notified that she had an additional suit going on, and eventually, she won $18,000. We had no idea, and we're really excited. We both talked about how we can take a nice vacation, get our debt cleared, and still have about $8,000 to save. However, recently my girlfriend does not want to help me with my debt and I'm really heartbroken. She doesn't have the money yet. It's not really about the money, as I'm almost done, but knowing that she has the power to help me and is choosing not to because I hate the fact that 1/3 of my check is going to a debt that's not mine, just kind of breaks my heart. I've always supported her through everything, especially when she was injured. Even my roommate at the time would cover extra bills because he knew I was struggling. Within the last 30 days, she's gone out with her friends and family multiple times, and I've given her extra money each time just so she can have fun and enjoy herself. Whereas, because I'm busy 76 to 80 hours a week, I can't even find a day where I can see my family or my friends. Heck, even my mom, who lives with us, sees me maybe for 4 hours a week. I just thought that paying off my debt meant I could be home more now, and we wouldn't have to worry. But now, I just feel alone because the one person I believed would always support me and be by my side doesn't believe it's their problem to deal with, when a lot of my debt came from when she was out of work. Edit for clarification. I'm only asking for $5,000, and I even offered to cover her rent for the next 10 months, effectively paying her back $6,000. But she said no because she doesn't want to be broke, and I shouldn't come first.